What's going on, guys? Your boy Ryan Amazing here, back with another video. And in today's video, guys, I wanted to discuss why I think Zhongli is the #1 most recommended character to get as a free-to-play player in Genshin Impact. And I'm going to explain it in today's video and kind of talk about why I think this character is as valuable as he is and why he's such a good character in the game. So if you guys enjoy videos like this, man, definitely make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We are on the road to that 1,000 subscribers, and if you guys haven't hit that sub button already, man, definitely make sure to, as we are doing a 5x Welcome Moon giveaway at 1,000 subs. So with that out of the way, guys, let's move on now and talk Zhongli. So the reason why I think Zhongli is the most recommended character for a free-to-play player, in my opinion, is because of everything that this character is doing. He's doing so much for your team. Now, there are a lot of other characters that you can argue are doing more than Zhongli, and there's probably good argument for that. You know, we have characters like Shalonen nowadays, you have Kazuha, you have Farina. All three of these supportive characters, people could definitely argue are doing more. But the thing that Zhongli has that they do not have is the comfort aspect of the game. And, you know, for someone that's been playing Genshin Impact for as long as I have, I've been playing the game since pretty much around like Raiden Shogun release, so like the first year Annie pretty much, right? I've been playing Genshin Impact for pretty much since then, guys, and Zhongli, in my opinion, is probably my mainstay character to go with, just because of how strong the character is. Now, let's talk about a few things that are very strong in his kit. So the first thing right here is going to be his elemental skill. This is going to be the most insane shield in the entire game, and also a very strong geo construct. So the way that this works, guys, is that Zhongli is going to spawn a stone stele, and when created, it's going to deal AoE geo damage bonus, and when it actually does that, it can actually work as well with other geo constructs being able to do damage alongside them. And the thing that is pretty nice about this is when you do the hold elemental skill, you're actually getting a shield, and it's going to be a very, very strong shield at that. The shield's actually going to have damage absorption scaling to Zhongli's max HP. He's going to deal AoE geo damage as he does it, and it's going to be a really good effect for enemies that have geo element shields, right? It's going to do a really good amount of damage against that, so it'll drain a large amount of geo element from a maximum of 2 such targets, right, which is going to be very strong. And yeah, the final thing about it, which is really good, is the fact that the Jade Shield is also going to give you 150% damage absorption against all elemental and physical damage, while giving you a 20% universal res shred, which is the only character in the game that can res shred everything, including physical, all at once, which I value very, very highly, right? I think that is a very insane thing that he's able to do, and not a lot of characters are actually able to, you know, do a res shred alone, or even a universal res shred at that. And it's a very easy res shred to actually activate, because all you have to do is just have the shield up, which all you have to do that is the hold elemental skill, guys. So yeah, very, very crazy. Now, moving on from that, his elemental burst is not like a super insane elemental burst, definitely not, but it is nice to definitely use. And if you have C2 Zhongli, that's when this elemental burst will actually be strong enough to be used on a team where you're not going to really get like a DPS loss, let's say, right? Because you're going to be reapplying the shield while dealing damage with his C2. But even regardless, I still like to run my Zhongli in a burst setup where I do, you know, usually I run like Staff of Homa when I do it, but I'm on a Fav right now. But yeah, like Zhongli, you can run Staff of Homa, you can run pretty much like any polearm, by the way, like just super universal polearm wise. You know, Fav Lance right now, just if I need energy for the team, but you know, Staff of Homa for his burst playstyle. And when I do play burst playstyle, guys, I mean, look at the ER I got and look at the damage I got. It's pretty good. You know, you have a lot of crit rate right here, and then a bunch of crit damage from my Zhongli, and he does hit very, very hard in his burst. He can hit upwards of like 100k on it, which, you know, is nothing to scoff at, definitely not. And yeah, I mean, it's just some, you know, nice damage to kind of get off. And I definitely do like the fact as well that you can petrify the opponents, which is going to allow them to not move at all for up to, I think it's 4 seconds. Yeah, so at the talent level 10, you get up to 4 seconds of that, and then the cooldown is only 12 with 40 energy cost. Very, very easy burst to actually get up as well. And then moving on, guys, he does also have a bunch of other things in his talents. So you have obviously the fact that the Jade Shield, whenever it takes damage, it's going to increase its shield strength. So that's obviously going to be very strong. And then Zhongli gets HP scaling on all of his skills, including his normal elemental skill and his burst. So everything is going to be getting, you know, HP scaling for the damage he's doing, and also the, you know, the extra damage you're getting as well. And you know, obviously that's going to be very, very good. Alright guys, so I'm doing this in post-editing here. I forgot to mention though that the shield is actually scaling through your HP as well. So obviously the reason why the HP scaling in his kit is good is because of the fact that you're already going for an HP build on Zhongli anyway, because of the fact that you're going to make your shield very strong while being able to dish out damage. So you pretty much get two birds with one stone, right? You get increased shield strength because you're getting a stronger shield at base because you're having higher HP, and the higher HP in turn is also increasing your damage. So I just wanted to make note about that because people might not know why the HP scaling is so good on Zhongli, but that's why I think it is very, very valuable and something to know. Alright guys, so what I want to do here is I actually want to showcase you guys a comparison here where we run the Chlorand on a aggravate team. So I'm going to run her on a Nahida official variant, and we'll do both Kazuha and then also Zhongli as the examples here. So we'll have Kazuha be, kind of a buffer slot, but also the slot where, we're going to be able to get a ton of damage with it versus us running Zhongli in that 4 slot and seeing the difference on this team. So that's kind of what I want to show you guys in terms of like a comparison here is, sure, Zhongli is not buffing as much as Kazuha, but is that going to be, worth having Kazuha for the, full elemental res and the buff that he's providing versus just the comfort from Zhongli? And so that's what I want to kind of show you guys here in today's video. So let's actually, hop in here with the Chlorand team. We'll do only the first chamber first half, and then we'll do the exact same thing with Zhongli, and we'll kind of compare to see what the results are. Alright guys, so we are loading into floor 12 chamber 1, and I'm going to show you guys exactly the difference between having a buffer on the team and trying to dodge versus just having the comfort of Zhongli where you're still getting the buff but also not having to worry about getting staggered or knocked back. So let's hop in, and I'm going to try my best to dodge too, guys. I'll try my best on this run. I'm going to, try hard as much as I can, and we'll see if we don't get staggered at all. We'll see exactly how that goes. Sometimes it's going to happen, but I'll try my best to do as much dodging and all that. So let's do this into this, and I'm going to do the burst right there with Kazuha. Let's do this right here. Let's do burst to, iframe that, right? So we don't get hit out of that. And let's just start attacking with Chlorand. And yeah, I mean, we're going to be doing a lot of damage here. We do get a little bit staggered right there, and right there we do get staggered as well. Again, guys, like, I'm not trying to purposely show off, like, that I'm getting staggered and all that. Okay, I dodged right there. But, like, yeah, this is going to be something that does happen, though. And, something that, in my opinion, I think having the interruption res is a little bit just better than having to deal with the issues that arise from, getting staggered and all that, right? I think it is just a little bit more valuable in my opinion. So let's do that. And we're going to swirl this. And try not to get staggered either as well. Let's see. Let's do the burst with you. And let's burst with Chlorand. And then we're going to go for the damage. There we go. So let's do this. And here we go. So still doing really, really good chunks of damage though, guys. I mean, that's still really strong. We do get a little bit staggered right there. We are going to get the swirl. Let's do that again. Let's do this. Okay, let's do the burst with Chlorand into elemental skill. And yeah, as long as we're like kind of dodging, right? Like, okay, right there I actually just got like super staggered right there, guys. I'm not even like trying to like show that off as like, something that does happen, but again, like, I'm trying my best to dodge and all that. So all right, we'll do the exact same thing again, guys. We'll run Zhongli this time, and I'll show you guys the main difference. Alrighty guys, now loading into floor 12 chamber 1, we're going to pick the exact same buff right there. And again, guys, we're going to do the exact same thing in terms of what we were doing for damage here. So let's hop in and let's start it up. So another thing to mention about Zhongli, guys, that is honestly understated from a lot of the people in the community is the fact that Zhongli's red shred is always up as long as you have the shield. If you have the shield, the Jade shield, then you're completely fine, and you never have to worry about, the red shred disappearing, right? That's going to be something that's always there. So we reapply the shield right there with Zhongli, and you see how quick it is to also reapply, guys, where we don't even have to get staggered or anything like that. We can just keep going with our rotation and still having no issues alongside that. So there we go. Already killed the first guy right there. Let's re-shield up with Zhongli just to get it off, and we can start with all of our stuff again. Let's do this. So we kind of get him with the damage right there, and then into the elemental skill. And I didn't even knock the burst right there, which I definitely could have for even more damage. But yeah, guys, again, like, that is the really nice thing with Zhongli, is you just always have that resistance shred while having, the interruption res, which I value very, very heavily. And then if it does come to a situation where I finish my rotation and, the boss lives with a little bit of HP, that's when I'm going to be able to rip Zhongli's burst, and we hit, like a 50k right there on an aggravate team, right? Nothing super crazy, but a very, very good chunk of damage right there. So boom. and then we do the elemental skill and we finish it off. And you guys saw we did not get staggered a single time in that run. Sure, the time was a very similar time to the Kazuha run, but it's about the comfort aspect of the fight, and in my opinion is what I see the value in for Zhongli. And again guys, I'm a PC player on Genshin Impact, right? So thinking about players that are playing on like mobile or even like, you know, like lower graphics PCs, right, where you have like lower frames, Zhongli, I mean, is gonna provide you with that, you know, that comfort. And I think a lot of people do kind of disregard the comfort aspect of Zhongli, and even if they do, I mean, they gotta know that Zhongli is still providing that buff. So even though, you know, you're not as, you know, doing as much as Shallonen, let's say, right, Shallonen obviously giving what, like the 40% elemental damage buff and the 36% red shred from her, you know, ability here, that is very, very strong. But remember too that Zhongli is doing a 20% red shred, right? He's doing a universal 20% red shred, so that also red shreds for Dendro too. Remember that for Shallonen, it's only for the Pyro, Hydro, Electro, Cryo. Same with, you know, Kazuha, right? Zhongli can do any. And then on top of the fact of that, you do have the interruption res, which again, I highly value, guys. Like, it's just absurd how crazy having interruption res is versus not having interruption res. You know what I mean? Just having that where you're not getting staggered. And even for a character like Nuvolette, if you do not have C1 Nuvolette, running the hyper carry Nuvolette team where you run Shallonen and Kazuha, it might not be worth it because of the fact that Nuvolette can get staggered out of his, you know, attack. So yeah, guys, I think overall, like, if we're talking, like, how valuable I think Zhongli is, in my opinion, I think he is a must-have for everybody. In my opinion, I think Zhongli is a character that is going to benefit a lot of your teams. You can run him on pretty much any team that you want. He's very, very good alongside very good DPS characters like Nuvolette, Arlecchino, good on both their teams, right, because you have a shield for both of them. He's very, very good on even, you know, niche teams. You have Mono Geo teams. He's very good on those. He's good on physical teams for physical res shred. Obviously, for like a character like Eula, for a character like Xiao, he provides interruption res for him. You know, Raiden, you know, red shred is nice for her. I don't even complain with that. Nahida, any type of aggravate, you know, hyper bloom setup, last slot Zhongli, why not? You can go for it, right? You know, there's so many Hu Tao loves Zhongli, right? So much benefit from that. Chlorend. You know, so many characters here, guys, that I would say, you know, Yoimiya, like, that's another really good character. So many characters that get that value. Scaramouche, holy, that's a big one right there. So many characters that can be like pretty much alleviated of having their knockback issues just by running this character on your team. And the fact that Zhongli is still buffing your team with you know, either tenacity, or if you're running scroll, you can still run scroll on him. You know, you can run this set. You'd only get the 12% elemental damage buff, but you'd still get it, and you know, that could definitely be very good. But I think overall tenacity is still going to be his best. He gives him HP and still buffing your team for 20% attack. Pretty universal. I mean, the only thing that's not going to really be buffing is like a Nuvolette or an HP scaler, but generally speaking, guys, like, this is going to be very good. And I think overall Zhongli is a very versatile and a great character to have on your account. So let me know what you guys think about Zhongli, man. Do you guys think that he is a worthwhile character to have on your account? Do you guys agree with me in the sense of like having Zhongli as high as I do? Because I do rate Zhongli, in my opinion, higher than Shallonen, Furina, and Kazuha because of that fact alone, where casual players can still do well in Abyss by having interruption res or by having that buff that he provides alongside that. And that's the thing that I think I value super heavily, you know, in the entire thing talking about this, is that I do think he, you know, is very, very good in that sense, guys, with the interruption res and all that. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hope you guys did enjoy the video. And yeah, I mean, comment below if you guys think otherwise. I mean, that's completely fine. This is just my opinion on the game and how I, you know, kind of recommend for people in the game. And obviously, you know, there are scenarios where you would want to have like obviously like a DPS on your account versus getting a support, and I understand that. But I think generally speaking, if you have a character you're already building for and you want to have a support type character for your general use on your account, Zhongli's the way to go. So that's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it, and we'll see you guys in the next one, man. Peace out. Have a good rest of your day, guys. See you later, man.